There's an incredible thought leadership opportunity staring top plaintiffs firms in the face, yet so many of them, most of them, ignore it. What's that opportunity? It's going behind the big numbers that you're touting for your settlements and your verdicts and explaining how you were able to get those numbers in a settlement or a verdict. Going behind the curtain, going behind the scenes and explaining how you litigated that case, how you dealt with problematic issues, a questionable liability claim, a novel damages argument, a really strong opposing expert witness. How did you and your firm overcome hurdles on the way to an impressive settlement amount or verdict? Very, very few plaintiffs firms do this, and there's a massive opportunity for those plaintiffs firms who want to step in and prove that they are leaders in their fields, leaders regarding the types of work that they do. Here are 5 reasons why this kind of behind-the-scenes thought leadership for plaintiffs firms is so impactful. First, it demonstrates genuine expertise and strategic thinking. You are explaining how you lawyered a case, how you worked up a case, how you dealt with problems in the case. You are showing potential clients, but probably more often potential referral sources, why they should send their cases to you. You are explaining that it doesn't matter if there's a questionable liability issue or a novel damages claim or a tough opposing expert witness. You know how to dive in, roll up your sleeves, and get to a great result for your clients that probably other firms wouldn't be able to do. Second, this kind of thought leadership invites informal conversations that can lead to referral relationships. When you just plaster your big numbers on your website or on social media, great. You're showing people that you got these big numbers, but that's about it. When you are publishing thought leadership content regarding how you achieve certain results for your clients, you're inviting conversations. You are inviting other attorneys who might be dealing with similar issues in their cases or have a case that they want to refer out that's similar to the one that you just described. You're inviting them to come to you to talk to you about that article you published and tell them more about the case so that they can have an understanding of whether maybe you are the right firm to send that case to. Also, when it comes to non-attorney referrals, your thought leadership regarding how you got to a certain result for a client could inform those non-attorneys about various aspects of a case. Maybe they're a doctor, maybe they're a chiropractor, maybe they're somebody else, but they see something in a case and they might think it's normal and it shouldn't be the kind of thing that is going to lead to a big result. Yet they see your article and they realize, wow, actually, these types of injuries could lead to large settlements, large verdicts. Let me send my clients to this law firm because they're writing about how they helped a client who had this similar issue get a great result. Third, it provides a way for you to open the door to new referral relationships. I just mentioned before that these articles and this kind of thought leadership can invite people to contact you, but flip it around. You can use this thought leadership to proactively go to potential new referral partners, whether they are attorneys or non-attorneys. You can go to them, show them the article, forward it in an email, go on social media, connect with them, whatever you might do to build a new relationship. But you take this article with them and you can say, look, we recently published an article dealing with this aspect of a medical malpractice case that we were able to get a ridiculously successful result for a client that we don't see other firms doing. And here's how we did it. And now you're educating these potential new referral sources on the kind of work that you do and why they should refer those cases to you. You can go to them proactively with something tangible to educate them and persuade them that you are deserving of their referrals. Fourth, this kind of thought leadership differentiates your firm from your peer firms and your competitor firms. You're showing referral sources, you're showing the legal community that you know how to navigate issues in cases, you know how to extract value from cases where other law firms don't, and you know how to successfully get results for clients even when there are problems and hurdles and obstacles standing in your way. So few firms do this. Most firms just plaster their websites and email blasts and social media posts with numbers. But you're going one step further. You're showing how insightful and wise and knowledgeable you and your attorneys are That's a differentiator. Sure, many other firms might have the same abilities, but they're not showing the legal community that they do. Your firm is, and for that reason, you are standing apart from your peer firms and your competitor firms. Fifth, this kind of thought leadership positions you as a thought leader to the media, to conference organizers. When you are publishing content showing that you and your colleagues are knowledgeable and wise regarding certain areas of the law, well, guess who's going to notice? The media and conference organizers. And sixth, on a related note, this kind of thought leadership can also give you a recruiting advantage. It shows lateral attorneys and new attorneys out of law school, as well as staff, that your firm can handle tough cases, that your firm does interesting work, and that if they want to work for a personal injury firm or, generally speaking, plaintiff's firm that is able to get good results for clients by rolling up their sleeves and working hard to overcome obstacles, then your firm is the right place for them. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows with this kind of thought leadership. When you are producing this kind of thought leadership, let's keep in mind 3 concerns. 1, confidentiality. We don't want to violate any ethics rules or ethical duties concerning client confidences. I don't think that's a real big problem with this kind of thought leadership. You can certainly talk about what's public in court filings, in materials in the docket, materials that have been discussed during trial, but be careful of confidentiality. Also, when it comes to settlements, if you've settled a case that you want to talk about, make sure there's nothing in the settlement agreement prohibiting you from talking about the case publicly and or talking about the case in a marketing or advertising context. Second concern is divulging the ingredients in your firm's secret sauce. Again, I don't think this is a big deal, but there are some law firms out there and some attorneys out there who are concerned that if they talk about how they resolved a particular case for a client, they're going to divulge some kind of proprietary information about how they go about litigating cases and trying cases or settling cases. I will say that most of the time, this secret sauce concern is unfounded. Very few litigation techniques are new these days. It's more about how the attorneys used the general set of tools that plaintiffs' attorneys have, how they use those tools to get the result for the client, and how they overcome obstacles using those tools that many other attorneys might not have thought to use. Finally, the third and final concern is the temptation to be too salesy. There are plenty of law firms that would want to turn a thought leadership article like this into a glorified press release that says, hire us today or refer us your cases today. Avoid that temptation. Don't be overtly salesy. Let your knowledge and wisdom and insights that you're putting into this educational piece of content speak for itself, and let that be how referral sources are persuaded, not by an overtly salesy call to action. So few plaintiffs firms today are using thought leadership as a way to show referral sources how they got the great results they got for their clients that they're touting on their websites, on the social media feeds, and in their newsletters. That is a missed opportunity. By producing thought leadership that goes behind the scenes, peels back the curtain, and shows how they are getting results for clients, plaintiffs firms can position themselves favorably to referral sources, to the media, and to lateral attorneys. If you're interested in learning how to create the kind of thought leadership that can do just that, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have more than 400 blog posts, videos, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.